Okay, I'm called Captain Moses Emeju. I'm called Captain Moses Emeju. Uh, I joined the army on the 14th of April 1989. And after my course, the basic course, I was deployed in former 2nd Division. That had the headquarters in Masindi, but it was a mobile division where we were transported from Kabamba training wing to Kampala, that is in Lubiri by then. From Lubiri we were taken to the north during the insurgency in the north. We were taken up to Gulu. From Gulu we spent a night. Then we were moved to Bondo Barracks in Arua. That is where we met our colleagues of 2nd Division. Then we joined in the operations. We had to move past Pakwach. Then we started our operation from the park. From the park, we could make a defense for some months, fight there, then orders again given by the commanders. Let's leave this position. We move to another position and make a defense. And we continued like that for some years in the north, fighting LRA by then. Later on, we shifted to Bardege with our forces. There, that was when the intelligence, it was called military intelligence, decided to recruit from every division that was in Uganda 2 soldiers to go for an intelligence course in DMI by then. That is Directorate of Military Intelligence by then, which had an headquarters in Basima House. We were taken for a military course in the islands of Kalangala. That particular island was called Buyovu Island, where the school was, where we did our course for 1 full year. After the course, we were brought back to our headquarters. Then we started the operations, intelligence operations, within Kampala and beyond, where I remember very well, there was a time when an operation was carried in Hoima, this Rift Valley is called what? Where the ADF had started training their men to fight against the government. By then, I was in Basima House. Those who were prisoners of war were brought, and we could really talk to these people, and they tell us how they are recruited, where ADF could go to Busoga, telling them, we are going to give you scholarship, where parents give out their daughters and sons that they are taking them for scholarship in outside Uganda. But at last, they ended in Buseruka. They ended in Buseruka for a training. When the place was attacked, these people were brought and were interviewing them. They released how they joined unknowingly, joining the ADF. Others were there, sympathizers, as well. But all in all, we fought them and they ran away to Rwenzori Mountains. And indeed we followed them up to there. We fought them, they were attacking our people within Rwenzori there, burning schools, killing children, and actually we pushed them and they ran to that thicket of Congo, where they are right now. Not only that, we have really moved ahead. There used to be someone called Tongo. He came as a rebel, and for him he was operating within Kampala areas. We fought that one and we won them, and it's nowhere as per now. Really, this army, we came from very far. We came from very far, where those days uniform could be a problem during NRA. But now we are moving on. We are now a professional army. We are now a professional army. All that I'm telling you, I operated when I was still at the ranks. I operated when I was still at the ranks. So, when it came to around 2001, 2002, 2001, where the army leadership came with the it came with the what could I say? They were now giving those who have served in the army for long and they are still at the ranks. They brought in what is called young officers course, of which the young one, they did it in Kabamba, and they were brought from Kabamba. They passed out from here, Jinja, with intake 8 large. Intake 8 large in 2001. Then, after some time, again, after some years, in 2005, 2006, they again recruited senior NCOs to go for young officers course, of which I was one of them. We were first taken to Bihanga Training School. When they came to open the course, the DSS and instructors actually explained to the former CDF, late now, that is late around Nyakairima. And they had to relocate us because they told him Bihanga is not fit for officer training. We were relocated to Kabamba, new site. Kalama, that is Kalama, in Kabamba. It's called the new site, where we went and continued with our training, of which, after the training, we were passed out by His Excellency, the Commander-in-Chief of the UPDF. And we passed out as second lieutenants. We started working. Of course, ranks just come automatically. Second lieutenant, after some time, you become a lieutenant, just like that. So I'm really very happy to the UPDF authorities who really thought of those who have worked for long in the army to be pushing them for young officers course. That was really very good. And it is still continuing. Young officers have not ended. There is cadet, then they will also taking young officers from those who have worked for long, which is so good. And where we have reached now, we used not to get this enhancement in the army. That is every year increment, every year increment. And I'm really very happy with the commander-in-chief to have done this. I'm now retired. I'll be getting my pension, which is a bit, which is raised. And another thing is that I'm really uh, advising my colleagues. This is not the end of life. You were born in the village there, yes. You joined this. This is a job. This is a job. Though in the army you are trained, and that training remains in you. You will only remove the uniform, and you can be called upon. And even if we go home, we shall remain under reserve force. We are under reserve force. You can be called upon to support the colleagues who are still in service. And we shall do it. We shall do it. Not that today I've retired, I've become a useless citizen of Uganda. No. No. You can't. You still remain in the army, but in reserve. We are now going to be under reserve force. It is a force, but under reserve. We are reserved there. Anytime you can be called upon. And also, my fellow officers, there are those who have mismatch of names. Somebody is known in the army as maybe John Bosco or Tim. But again, he registers his name in the national ID as Bosco or Tim, leaving the other third name. So that is always the thing which will bring them problems with the banks, their banks. Mismatch of names. They can say maybe these are two different people. You are not the one. There's Bosco, John Bosco Tim, and this one you have two names. So it will bring them problems when receiving their pension. And out there we are very marketable. If you have ever done military training, very marketable. And as a person, this is not the last. If somebody is given this gratuity, you can make the best use of that. Yes. You can make the best use of your gratuity to do something good, to improve on your life as a veteran. And we should also make associations, circles as veterans. It is very, very necessary. It is very necessary. It does not mean that is the end of your life. No. We shall continue with life normally. And I really appreciate the commander-in-chief of giving the enhancements, really. That increment. It used not to be there for long. But it is coming. Now we are going home when we are happy. I'll go home when I'm happy. And I will continue working normally. That those 33 years in service, really, I have achieved something because I educated my children. Not that somebody in the army, they don't educate children, they don't do what? I have educated my children. I'm very happy with them. And they are very happy with me too. I've done something. That's a great achievement. There's nothing that you can give children apart from education. After education, somebody also gets a job, goes on with his own life, which is very, very good. And all along, since I joined the army, I've been working happily. I can tell you this. I've been working happily with the colleagues, with the commanders. I don't have any problem that I am exiting. Maybe somebody will say, since this one he has been a bad man. No, no. And most of my work was in intelligence. Intelligence. I've also gone for the peacekeeping in Somalia. That was in 2014, and we came back in 2015. And it moved on smoothly. We worked very well. That was 13 plus. We were in service, and also the veterans. Part of us were veterans who were called upon to come and support us. And we really went there, we did a wonderful job, and we came back alive. Yes. So I don't regret. Leaving the army, I'll try and see any business to do. I'll see any business to do. I will not fail in life because I've educated my children. They are somewhere. Me now, when I leave the army, I'll be free. There is nothing like, this one is saying this one is saying this. No. This one I will plan for what to do for a living. For a living. And with the intelligence, you always interact with the community. Interact with the community. I know how to talk to who is the right person to discuss this issue, who is not very comfortable when talking to him on this issue. Things like that. So I'm exiting the force happy. I am happy about it. In the army, I advise the young ones who are now coming to replace us. First of all, in the army, you need to maintain high discipline. High discipline. Listen to your commander and take his words. You will enjoy the army with the discipline you have. And I remember for us when we joined, there was nothing like retirements. There was a retrenchment, I remember. That was a reduction in force. That one, people, some of them were shedding tears. Some of them were shedding tears. But now, the new people are joining, and they will be told there is retirement, and they will plan very well. As you are working, save, and all of them should join SACCO. SACCO is the good way to go when you are in the army. You can pick a loan at a lower interest rate instead of going to the commercial banks and you are cheated. And when picking that money, plan for it first. Not just picking it and you go and do other things. No. First plan. If I'm picking 20 million, 30 million, what am I going to do with it? Whereby after some time you say, I picked this money, where has it gone? Which is a very bad image. SACCO has assisted us very, very much. Those days, soldiers used not to have homes. But now, a soldier can be given a pass, he goes and enters his house in the village. Or if he has built in town, he goes and enters a house. Unlike those days, it was terrible when we didn't have our SACCO. So that is my advice. Discipline, number 1. Saving, number 2. And the third one is accept advice from your colleagues. See, when you are in the army, we are all brothers and sisters. That's why you hear dugu ponjo, dugu ponjo. Yeah? Dugu ponjo, dugu ponjo. And it is your colleague who will assist you in the battlefield, not your brother. It's a colleague of yours who's a military man like you, who will assist you. So discipline should be ahead of you. In the army, dear Afande, you have done wrong. Seme Afande, forgive me, I've done wrong. Not this issue of arguing. We don't discuss orders.